Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to part one of the three series of this event, How to Do Business with the State of California. On behalf of Mr. Albert Renteria from the ARC and founder of Ops for Vet, welcome and thank you for having skin in the game. I am Jennifer Larinas, your co-host today and the co-owner of California 5-Star Coffee, located in the heart of Oakland. I'm just like you, fellow veteran, retired Navy with 21 years of service. Now, raise your hand if your business was affected by COVID. Okay, raise your hand if you're personally affected by COVID. You know of anybody, it hit you at home, you know of anybody. We all do, right? Exactly. So let me tell you, about a year or so ago, we started doing this event once a month in Sacramento at Department of General Services. We used to go there, held these classes for all our fellow veterans, and because COVID hit, we all stopped. Now, great opportunity, here comes Zoom. It doesn't stop there. We have a great opportunity. Mr. Wayne Gross is here to help us, okay? Before I introduce our guest speaker, if you have any questions at any time during the Q&A, please use the chat room area to send your questions and Mr. Wayne will answer them for you. Now, without further ado, all webinars will be distributed through your YouTube channel. Please subscribe to our channel at Ops for Vets YouTube channel. Wayne actually is going to show us everything about today. He was out during COVID-19 pandemic because he was taking a track and tracing for the state of California, but he is back and ready to get us on track on doing business with the state of California. So a little about him. Everybody, probably most of you guys know about him, but Mr. Wayne has 45 years of customer service skills, starting from his early days as U.S. Air Force captain. Mr. Wayne currently serves as a customer liaison and small business DVBE advocate for the state of California, Department of General Services, Procurement Division, Certification and Outreach Branch. In his role, he educates the business community and ensures that small businesses and disabled veteran businesses businesses can access their share of share contracts. Now, let me tell you, these contracts, 25% are being awarded to small businesses. 3% are awarded to our DVBEs. So if you are one of those 3%, please ensure that you are registered, you are connected with our state or anybody. Reach out. How can you get registered? Reach out to our state employees, reach out to anybody, okay? Some of our fellow veterans know how to help you. Some of our state agencies know where you can get some help. These classes, these events, this series, Ops for Vet can help you get there. We can help you get to where you need to be, okay? Without further ado, Mr. Wayne, go ahead.
Today, we're going to be talking about how to do business with the state of California. Throughout the presentation, there will be question and answer sections. And so write your questions in the chat and Jennifer will read them and I will answer them. You will see my email address, wayne.gross@dgs.ca.gov, and my cell number, 916-230-4417. I'm your atypical state worker. What I mean by that is the only dumb question is the question don't ask. And will it be during my hours of work, 7 a.m. to 4 p.m.? No. You'll be sitting there on a a Monday night with your wife or spouse, whatever, and that question, that burning question comes up, text me, call me. Don't be surprised if I actually pick up the phone or I text you an answer. Or if it's too involved, I'll say, oh, please call me tomorrow morning, whatever. So I'm here to help. So our topics today, we'll be talking about the Small Business DVBE, Disabled Veteran Business Enterprise Program, state certifications, the certification benefits, Cal eProcure, that is our website, how to register and get certified. We're going to talk about UNSPSC codes. Those are the United Nations Specialty Product Specialty Codes, not to be confused with the federal codes, the NAICS, NAICS, North American Industry Classification System codes. We're going to look at current bid solicitations. I'm going to show you where our past purchases are. We're going to talk about our advocates. Those are the gatekeepers to each of the agencies. We're going to talk about California Multiple Award Schedule. The feds have a program called the GSA. This is our comparable program. We're going to talk about commercially useful function, or CUF, what it means and what you need to do to protect yourself. And finally, resources. We've got a whole webinar packed with a lot of information. So, as Jennifer said, we have two goals, a 25% small business goal, which is aspirational, and a disabled veteran business enterprise mandatory 3% goal. And unfortunately, because of COVID and the fires last year, we did not meet our 25% goal. I believe we did 22 or 23%. But I'm here to tell you that on the disabled veteran goal, we exceeded it. It's our 9th year in exceeding it. So what I'm trying to tell you is get certified both if you possibly can. And last year was 10 billion. We did 2.2 billion for small business and 336 million for DVBEs. The certifications, we have 3. Small business for the purposes of public works, and disabled veteran business enterprise. And our mantra is the KISS principle, keep it simple, stupid. So the requirements for small business are you must be independently owned and operated. And I hate this phrase, cannot be dominant in your field of operation. That's taken directly from the statute. What that means in English is there's competition out there. You're not the only one that does it. Your principal office has to be located here in California. This is a California program. We don't want any of the riffraff from Oregon or Arizona coming in. And the owners must be domiciled here in California. And together with affiliates, it's 100 or fewer employees, and over the last 3 tax years, gross annual receipts of 15 million or less. Or if you are a manufacturer, 100 or fewer employees. Now, it's been 2 years now. The last thing that Jerry Brown did was he created a new program, and it's for public works. And you'll notice the first 4 items are the same as small business. Independently owned and operated, can't be dominant in your field of operation, principal office is located here in California, and the owners are domiciled in California. Here's the big difference. Instead of 100 employees, it's 200 or fewer employees. And instead of 15 million on the gross annual receipts, it's an average of 36 million. Now, if you are a manufacturer, instead of the 100 or less for small business, for the public works, it's you have to meet both of them, the 200 employees or fewer and the 36 million or less for the gross annual receipts. For the disabled veteran, the eligibility requirement, number one, you must be at least 10% service disabled. And we want proof of that. We want that letter from the Department of Veterans Affairs saying that you are at least 10% disabled. You have to own at least 51% of your company. And if you are structured as a limited liability company, an LLC, it must be wholly owned or by one or more disabled veterans. And the most important thing is the daily operations must be managed and controlled by one or more of the disabled veterans. Okay? Just because you're the disabled veteran, you got to be involved in your company. So Jennifer, this is our first section. Are there any questions?
No, not at this time.
All right. Okay. Moving on, the benefits of certification.
Oh, hold on. Kimberly have a question.
Okay, what's the question?
Kimberly, go ahead and type it.
While she's typing, let me.
She said she's a SDVOSB, but she doesn't know if she can be a DVBE.
Okay, what you just quoted is the federal certification.
She is a widow of 100% service disabled veteran, and he died 6 years ago.
Okay, because he's died, she cannot become a disabled veteran. That person has to be living, but she can get certified as a small business. Okay?
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, what I was going to say before I
got one more question.
Okay.
And this question, this is also a comment from Mr. Doughton Bear. She is a WOSB and can team up with our company, which is a SDVOSB.
Okay, well, she just used the F word, and I hate when people use the F word, and everyone knows the F word, federal, okay? We only honor small business, public works, and disabled veterans, okay? So, one thing I forgot to mention, this is all free. And even the federal side, it's all free. So getting back on point with the benefits, once you get certified, you get put into our database. And this is how people can find you. You will set up a profile in our system called Cal eProcure. And we have a small business bid preference and a DVBE incentive, which I'll talk here in a minute. We have what we call the Prompt Payment Act, and this is for small businesses only. And then we have what we call reciprocity partners. These are the agencies throughout the state that honor our small business and or DVBE, and I'll go into more detail here in a minute. So, applying the small business DVB or the small business preference. We have two bidders. One is not certified, that is bidder A, and bidder B is certified. So bidder A bids 100,000, bidder B 102. Now, just normally, bidder A should win because they're $2,000 less. However, in the formal solicitation, it says that there will be a small business preference. So what the administrator would do is take the lowest non-certified bid, in this case 100,000, and take a 5% preference, okay, and then subtract that from the lowest certified bid. Okay, now who's lower? Okay, the certified bid, 97,000 versus the non-certified bid of 100,000. Now, the great part about this, besides being free when you got certified, is they won by $3,000. They came in 3,000 less because of the small business preference, but they get the original bid of 102,000. Not bad, huh? For something for free. And if you are for DVBEs, here again, it would be written into the formal solicitation, a preference of 1 to 5%, and each solicitation is different. So, but now if you go to our website, caliprocure.ca.gov, scroll down and there are 4 squares and you want to look at Get Certified. And this is that page, and you scroll down to Prompt Payment. And this is our Prompt Payment page, and it explains everything. Basically, in a nutshell, once you submit your invoice, okay, and it's not disputed in any way, shape, or form, you are supposed to get paid within 45 days. If it goes beyond 45 days, the agency is to automatically put a late fee, attach a late fee to your invoice, okay? And this is for small businesses only, not DVBEs. So the moral of the story is, if you qualify for both small business and DVBE, get them both. The last thing is, excuse me, you go back to the home page, scroll down to the 4 squares, find training and resources again, scroll down, there's the prompt payment again, and then just keep on scrolling down until you get to resources to grow your business. Leverage your state certification for local contract opportunities. And these are our reciprocity partners, okay? And they're throughout the state. It starts with the Bay Area, goes to Sacramento, down to LA, and finally San Diego. And you'll notice I'm using the example of BART, Bay Area Rapid Transit. You'll notice that there's a line under each one of them. And that means that it's going to take you to their page where you can get registered. And you'll notice on the right, the type of certifications that agency accepts. So I'm going to click on BART. And the nice thing about BART, and this is perfect, in the fact that if you're a new user, you register by clicking that button, register, and then you fill out the application. And like I said, you'll probably be using the NAICS codes. Not everyone uses the UNSPSC codes. And the BART people can help you if you have difficulty in filling out the application. Once you are certified with these different agencies, I would start an Excel spreadsheet and I would put the agency, BART. You're going to get a supplier ID number, a certification number. You want to put that down. And then you want to go to their homepage, put in procurement or contracts, and find out who their buyers are and put their name, their phone number, and their emails. And so then you have contacts that you can, it's not what you know, it's who you know. And so, if you want to do business with BART, you have the contact for that information. At the very end, we have the utilities. And if you are a disabled veteran, and what happens is when you get certified as a DVBE, the California Public Utilities Commission in San Francisco, that's where their home base is, once a month downloads all of the DVBEs. And so you are automatically put into their database. But here again, there's a list of 29 different agencies. You still have to go in. Let's say you want AT&T. You would click AT&T and get registered with AT&T to do business with them. And here again, go back and find out what your supplier ID number is, who the buyer is, their email, and their phone number. And on here, you see there's a Learn More button, and that takes you to the Supplier Diversity Program. And the disabled veteran is a part of the diversity program. It's women, minorities, the LGBTQ, and disabled veterans who are a part of this. And they are 1.5% for DVBE is their goal, not 3, it's only halved. So any questions on this part? Jennifer, any questions?
Nothing so far.
Okay. So, Cali Procure.
One question. There is one question. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
This question is from Dothan. With the DVBE, we register with BART.
Right. Okay, the thing is, so if you qualify for both, and we're going to talk about that right now, this is, it's a two-part situation. You first get registered in our Cali Procure program, which establishes a username and password, and then you get certified, okay? And if you qualify for both small business PW, and DVBE, check them all at the same time, okay? The one thing I didn't mention about Public Works, if you are small, you are under the 15 million, you're under the 100 employees, okay? But you're doing Public Works, okay? Don't get the big boys Public Works certification unless you are coming up to either the 100 employees or the average of the 15 million per 3 years, okay? Because the Public Works certification, all you'll get are solicitations for Public Works. If you just do the small business and you do Public Works, but you sell stuff or whatever, you won't get advertisements in the Public Works portion of your certification. You will on the small business. So
another question, if they're already certified on both, do they have to get certified again to be certified at this point?
They're already certified as a small business and a DVBE?
Yes.
Okay, their certification is good for 2 years.
Okay.
From the month that if you did it today, for example, okay, you would be certified through March 31st, 2023, okay?
Okay, and one more question.
Sure.
Can you give some examples of Public Works? Is it
Public Works? Oh, that's easy. Caltrans, anything that Caltrans does. You've got the highways. You've got, let's see, you got landscaping, for the highways. I think those are pretty good examples. Okay. So this is our website, www.caliprocure.ca.gov. And I tell people, if you're going to, do business with the state, make this a favorites. So you don't have to, what's our website again? Just click on your favorite button on it. So,
And we have one more question.
sure.
Does all the organization in each area need its BART login, or do they use the Cal eProcure website?
Who, Bart?
Does all the organization in each area
All the organizations use Cal eProcure.
Okay.
Okay. So to get registered, what you're going to do is you're going to be at Cal eProcure, and on the top right is a button that says Login Register. And here's the login page. And at the bottom middle, it says register as a new bidder register. And so you'll click on that. And there are 5 pages. And if it takes you 2 minutes, you've done it. It's taken you too long. It's that basic. Okay. And the first page, they ask you either for your federal employer ID number, your FEAN, or your social security number. And whichever one you check, you do not put the dashes. Okay. So if your social security, I'll use 190-42-1234. You don't put the dashes. You just strictly the 9 digits. The same way with your federal employer ID number. And anything on the page has a red asterisk, which means you have to put in something there. And so once you are registered, you get this, you've successfully registered. Okay, and then you log back in. Okay. And because the system is going, when you check your email, it's going to give you a temporary password. And the system does that for your protection. So it forces you into putting in your own private password for security purposes, right? Because you're going to be asked for your last 3 tax returns, your social security, your federal employer ID number, which you don't want to share. And this is what it looks like. And you see, I've got the user ID and the password. And then literally all you do is click on that URL, caliprocure.login. It takes you there. And then you put in your user ID and password. Okay, and log in right there. And then, like I said, it says your login has expired. And so you hit continue, you change your password, and now you're good to go. And so then what you want to do is anytime you want to log in, you use your user ID and your new password. And you'll notice at the very bottom, this is for us seniors, because I have so many passwords, I can't remember them all. If you forget your password for Cal eProcure, you've got a button there that says, I forgot my password. So it does help you. Anyway, so then what you're going to do is once you're logged in, it has here no certification record. This is on your workstation. And you click Get Started, and on this page, it gives you all the requirements for each certification. So it makes it a lot easier for you if you've got questions. Then you're going to click the blue button there, and again, here are all the different requirements. Okay, and this is where you check. Most everyone should check small business and DVBE at the same time, and then you click next, and then you go through the 7 pages of answering the questions. And there's going to be a section on keywords and UNSPSC classifications. And so the idea with keywords is to get as many words possible that identify you. And in our next presentation, I show you how to update your profile, okay? But what you want to do is you want a giant list. You want the singular, not the plural. If you've already said the word once, that's all you need to say it is one time. It's a Google search. Now, with the UNSPSC codes, you've got what we call the parent codes, and you'll notice that the first example, the UNSPSC codes are 8-digit. There are 4 levels. The first level is the first 2 digits. The second level is the first 4. The third level is the first 6, and then the 4th level is the 8-digit specific. In this example, the third level, which is what we call the parent code, because it ends in 00, okay, is printing and writing paper, okay? Now, vellum paper is the 8-digit specific code under this, the parent code of 500. So, without going into too much explanation, you'll want to, put in as many UNSPSC codes as possible. Any questions on this section?
Yes.
Lots.
So first question.
Yeah.
Are the last 3 tax returns required? 2020 would be my 3rd year of taxes. Should I wait to register, or is it possible to do this with only 2 years of taxes?
Good question. What happens is, because you don't have it, there will be a check mark that says don't have it. And I believe what they do is they ask you for the 4th year, what would it be, the 17. Okay.
And the next question is, can keywords be 2 words such as electric propulsion, or should these words be separate into singular words?
It should be 2 words on 2 different lines.
Okay.
Okay, jet on one, propulsion on another. I want everyone to grab their pencil and paper and write this lovely lady's name. Her name is Cleta, C-L-E-T-A. Her number is 916-375-4924. And the other person is Vic. His number is 916-375-4930. Both of these people are certification officers. If you have a question on the registration or the certification, call Cleta or Vic. Don't call me, okay? It's out of my purview, as they say. Okay, I'm not a certification officer. Yes, I've been doing this for 13 years. I probably could answer it, but these are trained people that you ask them a question, and what happens is, because they are so keen on the application, they'll probably say, hey, on the previous page, how did you answer question 3? Okay. And then you say what you did, and then they go, no, you shouldn't have answered it. I thought they meant, no, this is what they mean. So change it to whatever, that type thing. So they're the experts. Again, Cleta, 916-375-4924, and Vic, 916-375-4930. Next are the where we house our current bids at the California State Contracts Register, the CSCR, and the past purchases, which is SCIPRS, State Contract and Procurement Registration System, So we always go back to caliprocure.ca.gov, and we're going to click on the very top to quick links. The first option says find bid opportunities. CSCR. So there are 3 ways that we can do a search. The first is event name. That, for example, paint, cement, whatever. Event ID is the second way. If you happen to know the number that Cal eProcure has assigned it, you got an email with the bid number on it, or department, okay? And to the right are 3 lines. And once you click on those 3 lines, it gives you a list, a numerical list of all the agencies. And if you try and go down the list and look for Caltrans, you will never find it. Okay? Because it's under Department of Transportation. It's like CalVet is Department of Veterans Affairs. So just kind of remember that. So I'm going to put in my event number. I believe that's 18442. If you have an event that has leading zeros, you don't need to put the zeros in. And here's what the solicitation looks like. And I'm going to open it up. And this is an invitation for bid IFB 20-3087 for box pickup and delivery service. You'll notice in the middle, it has an event date, end date. Okay, it says at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on February 15th. Okay, so this is on every bid in the world, not just state, federal, local, you name it. It always has an end date and time. So if you turn this in at 2:02, okay, you just wasted your time. Another thing is faxes, okay? I see here I have Robert Fisher as the contact information. He's in charge of this solicitation. And I've got a phone number, which is rare because 99% of the buyers will not give you their phone number. They want you to email them. And the reason is, and that's a safeguard for you, because with a phone call, there's no history. With an email, you've got communication, okay? And so if you went into a court of law to protest this, you know, the judge would say, well, do you have any proof? And you go, yeah, here's my email to Robert, okay? But anyway, I just want to do a real quick sidebar on faxes. If you contact Robert and you say, Robert, you know, I can't get down here to your office, okay, or send it, you know, it's, is it okay if I fax this to you? You know, my quote. And he goes, sure, no problem. Anyway, so make sure that I start the fax at 5 minutes to 2 and it ends at 2:03. Anyone have any ideas if that's a good one? It started at 5 to 2, but it ended at 2:03. Will that be accepted by Robert? And your answer is no. It's not when it starts, it's when it finishes. So kind of put that in your back. You know, if you're ever using a fax, it has to be a total package before the end time. On the top right, it has view event package. It says post vendor ads and view vendor ads. As a certified small business and or DVBE, you can post an ad for free. On the view event package, you see here, there are 12 PDFs or documents explaining what they're looking for. On the ad section, it's really hard. They want your name, your email, and your phone, and you call it whatever you want to call it, right? And then at the bottom is the description. And there are 2,000 characters. I repeat, characters, not words, but characters. So once you start typing, it goes down 1999, 98, 97. And just a word to the wise, Always, always, always. Wayne, do you mean always? Yes, I mean always. Start out with your certification number. Why do you want to do that? Number one, so that the buyer knows that you're certified. You know, if there's mandatory small business and or DVB participation, you're telling them right there that you're certified, okay? You're giving them your supplier ID number so that they can go into your profile, look at it and say, oh yeah, there, you know, I'm looking for someone who can build a fence, and you know, yeah, he can do it for me. And so he could use you in that solicitation. And the last part of the solicitation, as you scroll down, is it's going to give you all of the UNSPSC codes, okay? And it has here license, if there's a license type, which is on your profile, as well as the service area. It's going to tell you where the solicitation actually is. So we're going to now talk about our skippers. This is where all the old completed contracts are. And we go to Cali Procure again. We're going to click the quick links, and the last one says find past purchases. So we can either do it by a description, or you can do it by an advanced search criteria. And when you do the advanced search criteria, it puts in the box the UNSPSC codes. So if you put in a specific code, a digit code, and put the little check mark and do a search, or the description, either one, it's going to give you a giant Excel spreadsheet. And it's going to take a couple minutes because it's going all the way back to December 11th, 2015 forward, okay? Now, you can quantify that by putting start dates and if you went to sending one or whatever, okay? So it has the department, it has the purchase document. And if you want a copy of the original solicitation, I will show you where it is. You get the buyer's name and their email address, and you would put the request saying, you know, in this case, Department of Corrections and Rehabilitation, whoever the buyer is, say, here's the purchase order, and you would like a copy of the original solicitation. And as it goes through, it tells you if the person who was awarded to is certified, and their supplier ID number, and tells you how it was acquired. Was it an informal, competitive, a small business? Was it fair and reasonable? Different types of buying. And like I said, it's got the buyer's name and their email. And 99% of the time, you will not talk to a buyer. You will talk to what we call the advocate. The advocate is the gatekeeper to the different agencies. And so if you want to talk to Michelle Ramos Brown about this solicitation or anything, you would obviously send it to her, but do a CC to the advocate. And in this case, it happens to be Nina Martinez for CDCR. And that's just showing respect for Nina, because what it's saying is, yes, I know that I got Michelle's name off of Skippers, because that's the only place buyers' names are, if you will. And, you know, because you never know, Nina might be able to help you when she sees whatever this solicitation's for. She may have, remember, this is old information, and Nina, as the advocate, is supposed to know what's going on throughout her system. So she might be able to give you some information. So any questions on this section?
Any question, anyone? No?
Okay. Okay, now good. We transition into the advocates. These are state employees that they are the guards, if you will, of each agency, and they are your new best friends. Okay. Once we get back to on-site exhibiting, when I usually bring 10 or 15 different advocates to our annual event down in Riverside County for the Southwest Veterans Business Resource Center. So, and this is where you need to be prepared. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that here in a minute. So here again, we go to Cali Procure. You see why you make it a favorite? That way you don't have to type in that www.caliprocure.ca.gov anymore. We're going to click on the bottom right, find training and resources box. Scroll down to research and marketing. And it says contact a small business and DVBE advocate. And once we get to this page, we click on the download. And there we get this giant Excel spreadsheet. I believe there's 242 lines of information. And these are the advocates, the gatekeepers. And you'll notice, first of all, the yellow lines. What do they mean? Okay, so let me back up just a minute. We have this thing called the Small Business DVBE option. And this is for IT and non-IT goods and services from $5,000 and a penny up to $250,000 minus a penny, and from $5,000 and a penny up to $333,000 for public works. The buyer has the option of going into this database and finding at least 2 small businesses or 2 disabled veterans. You need 2, a minimum of 2 for competition. Now, if you qualify for being small business and DVBE, here is the main reason why. If I'm looking for, for 2 small businesses, okay, I can count you as one of them because you've got your small business. Well, I'm looking for DVBEs. Well, you're DVBE certified too, so I can use you on the DVBE side. So it behooves you, if you do qualify for both certification, get it. And remember, it's free. 5 years ago, our director said that the option was a bunch of baloney. And the reason being, number one, they had people like me coming out to people like you to lure you in to getting certified. So it is only logical that my department should come to you first. So we created the first policy. And what this entails is we drop that 5,000 and a penny down to 0. So anything from 0 up to 250,000 minus a penny for IT and non-IT goods and services, and from 0 up to 333,000 for public works, the buyer is required. It is mandatory for them to go into the database and find at least 2 small businesses or 2 DVBEs. If they can't do that, then they have to make a formal solicitation, which usually takes a month or 2 months to just create the paperwork for it, because there's all these checks and balances. So if I can, find at least 2 DVBEs, right, and call you up and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. Would you be interested in giving me a quote? And you go, yes. I verify your email address, send you what I'm looking for in a page or 2. Say, hey, I need a quote by 2 p.m. this Friday. And so I wait, and Monday morning, I call you up and say, congratulations, you just won your contract. It can be that simple. So with that in mind, getting back to the yellow highlighted agencies, Highway Patrol, the Public Utilities Commission, There are 2 of the 11 agencies that have the first policy. So if you have any goods or services that these agencies can use, these would be the first people that you would want to contact. Okay. Now, if you are in the construction field, you see column C says construction. Though anyone with an X are the only ones that you have to contact. Okay. As you see, business, consumer services, and housing agency doesn't have an X for construction because they probably have DGS fix their buildings, that kind of thing. So what you're going to do is you're going to give these advocates what we call the 30-second elevator speech. Every one of those people on that page has been trained by either me or one of my coworkers. And it would go something like this with your full name, company name, certification number, and what you do. Write it down, okay? By the 5th or 6th call, you should have it all memorized, okay? I've been doing this for 13 years. So my 30-second elevator speech is right down to the point. My name is Wayne Gross. I'm with ABC Fence Company. I'm certified as a small business. My supplier ID number is 17529443, and I use wood, aluminum, and cement block to build fences. Can you help me? It was short, sweet, and to the point. If you can't tell the advocate what you do in 30 seconds, okay, good luck, okay? Because you'll notice that I also slowed down when I gave my supplier ID number. And the reason is, hopefully you're hearing them going to Cali Procure and pulling up your profile, okay? Hopefully you'll have a 15, 20-minute conversation and they say, do you happen to have a capability statement? A what? A capability statement. That's a resume. Okay, so go to Google, type in capabilities, plural, statement examples, and you will get a list like this. And as you scroll down here, you'll find they do have different categories, and especially if you're in construction, when you click that, there are just a myriad of them. There are 3 rules. Number 1, 1 page. It can be double-sided. Number 2, make sure that you put your small business and or DVBE number on there, okay? That is how the world identifies you. And the way that is capital S, capital B, and if you're both, it would be slash, capital DVBE, all in caps, space, pound sign, and your 7-digit number. Again, all in caps, SB slash DVBE, space, pound sign, and your 7 digits. Now, the other thing on certifications is the reciprocity partners. If you have 6 or 7 reciprocity partners, make sure that you put their certification numbers on your capability statement. Those numbers also need to go on your signature line on your email, as well as your website. All those certification numbers identify you in that specific database. If it's BART, it's going to be, BART, small business, and whatever the number is. So if you give that that capability statement to a BART representative, they're just going to go in and type in your number and pull your information up. The last thing is what we call the UNSPSC codes and we want what we call the parent codes ending in 00. And this is RKG Tech. I use this one because of two reasons. Number one, they are both state as well as federally certified. And at the very top, they have said that their statement is capabilities, plural. This is my little pet peeve, because when I read all this stuff in here, there's more than one capability, okay? So pluralize it, okay? You'll notice on the left side, he has all his UNSPSC codes, and it's all ending in 00, okay? And you'll notice that it's the code as well as the description. At the bottom are SIC codes, and on the right are the NAICS codes. Here again, they've got the digit, the number, as well as the description. Make sure you add both. And then you notice I said the certifications. And as you can see here, he's certified as a small business, a disadvantaged business enterprise, woman-owned, SBE, all these different certifications, as well as having a California multiple award schedule, which we'll be talking about here in a minute. But he's got all of his information on this one page. Okay, so if you have my email address, if you care to venture out and send me a copy of it, I am certified to teach in the public schools, and I love getting my red pen out and giving positive critiques on capability statements. Any questions on this?
Yes.
Yes.
So question, is a
Reciprocity
partner someone you team up with or a supplier?
They're an agency just like the state is, and you would sell to them. And they have their own, when they're accepting our small business and DVBE certifications, that is implying that they have their own local goals that they have to meet. And each agency is different. Any others?
You're welcome, Elisa.
Okay. Okay, the next, here we are at caliprocure.ca.gov, right? And it has here get certified. And, oh yes, it has here inside state contracting and learn about competitive bids and acquisition methods flyer. And that's what this beautiful piece of paper is, okay? And we talk about the different ways that you can buy with leverage procurements, okay? And the big one is the California Multiple Award Schedule. And I mentioned that this is the equivalent of the GSA, the Federal General Services Administration. The GSA is how the feds buy. And it is a 90-page application that takes up to 2 years. I repeat, 2 years for the feds to approve it, okay? Once it is approved, it goes into an electronic library. Why do I bring this to your attention? Because our rules say you have to have a GSA schedule, okay? It doesn't say that it has to be your own. Our people at CMAS will help you find a GSA schedule so that you can, quote unquote, piggyback off of that GSA schedule. They've done all the arduous work of the 90 pages and waiting for 2 years of certification. Our application is 5 pages, and we are down to 30 days getting certified, okay? Now, why do I bring this to your attention? Number one, with state agencies, they need to get 3 quotes, okay? And what you are doing is when they help you find that GSA schedule, you are agreeing to their quotes on how they buy, okay, and how they're going to sell to the world, if you will, okay? With state agencies, they need three CMAS quotes, okay, or attempts, if you will. The if it is CMAS is good for state agencies as well as cities, counties, school districts, community colleges, the CSU and the UC systems. They all use it, okay? And depending on the agency, they may only need 2 quotes, okay? Not 3. So here again, each agency is different, but here again, it will make you more competitive, okay? So there's the number there, 916-375-4365. Or you can search dgs.ca.gov and put CMAS in the search engine. And it'll take you to CMAS's page and gives you more information. But literally all you have to do is call that number and say, Wayne recommended I find out if I qualify. You always want to ask them if you qualify to apply for a CMAS contract, because the last thing you want to do is fill out the paperwork and they give it to them and they say, oh, well, you don't qualify. If you are in construction, any type of construction, unless you are, what's the word? Construction is one of those areas that you cannot be, okay? So here again, let them say if they will accept your application or not before you actually do it. Last thing, commercially useful function, CUF. The laws, you'll see those are the 3 codes that and penalties that are referenced there. Okay, to perform CUF, your business must execute a distinct element of the work, perform, manage, or supervise the work, perform work that is normal for the firm's business, services, and functions, negotiating price, determining quality and quantity, ordering, installing, and making payment, and not subcontracting a portion of the work greater than expected by industry practices. You're not performing CUF as an extra participant in a transaction, contract, or project through which funds are passed in order to obtain the appearance of small business DVBE participation. Not being used to perform the work as stipulated in the bid, no longer used to provide goods or services listed in the initial bid response. Now, let me give you an example. I have a brother-in-law who's a DVBE, and I'm the prime. And I call Joe up and I say, hey, Joe, there is a requirement for DVBE, whatever it is. Can I just use your certification number, and I'll give you $5,000, underneath the table. Okay, you won't have to do anything. It's just that there's mandatory DVB participation. You think that goes on? Unfortunately, it does. Okay, and if you get caught, shame on you. Okay. Another one is you were told that you are part of the contract because there was mandatory DVB participation, and they used your company as the DVB participant. But, it's been a year now. They've never called you, okay? And so you contact them. Oh, we don't need you. We already did the work. You contact the administrator and say, hey, I was never a part of this, okay? then, obviously the general contractor has a big problem. And last is the DVBE has been, doing their work, and all of a sudden they just stop working. Okay. It has literally put a stop to the whole contract. I can't get anything else done because the DVBE isn't doing his job. I've contacted him. I've emailed him. I've knocked on his door. He's not responding. Why can't go out and get a substitute for that DVBE? There are rules and regulations that everyone has to follow. And so you have to contact the administrator, explain to them what's going on. They try and contact the DVBE or SB, whichever. And if none, everything that they do, they can't find anything, that they tell you how to proceed in finding a substitute. Any questions on this section?
Any question, anyone? No. Yes. So we have one. They have
Okay.
2 or 3 bids for RFPs less than $250,000. What are the rules above $250,000?
If it's above $250,000, it has to be a formal solicitation, which means it'll be on Cali Procure. And if you have the 8-digit UNSPSC codes on your registration page, you will get notified. And then you can download the solicitation, follow, if there's 12 attachments, download each one, make sure that you follow what they're looking for. A real quick sidebar, the biggest reason a solicitation was not accepted, okay, the paperwork was perfect, except you forgot to sign one of the documents. It can be that simple, okay? You've jumped through every hoop and you forgot to sign that last document, okay? That is the most common error. we did a survey and literally everyone said signing a document. So just buyer beware. So here are the resources, and these are all, the feds are the ones who organize these, okay? The Small Business Development Centers, what they call the SBDCs, these are for new businesses. They do consulting, planning, marketing, and access to capital, okay? You have the Procurement Technical Assistance Centers, the PTACs. Those are established businesses and they do government contracting. If you are a newer business, there's an agency called SCORE. These are retired executives and they will mentor you. They will help you any way, shape, or form. And so as a review, we talked about the Small Business DVB program, the Small Business Development Centers, state certifications, the benefits, Cali Procure registration and certification, keywords, the UNSPSC codes, current bid solicitations, past purchases, the Small Business DVBE advocates, and the commercially useful function. If you have a success story, we want to hear about it, okay? Because, hey, it's not what you know, it's who you know. If we can spread the word that, that what we're presenting, you did, and you actually got a contract. We want to hear about that, okay? And last but not least, where is it? Yes, okay. This is 2 new things. Get out your piece of paper and write this link down. If you want to be a part of our small business and DVB services on LinkedIn, you go to https://www.linkedin.com/company/, https://DGS-OSDS/. There's a mouthful. I'll repeat it one more time. https://linkedin.com/DGS-OSDS. And this is, all of us at in our outreach group, we're all supposed to get on this and follow us, follow what's happening at DGS. And then this is the super new thing. It's called Microsoft Bookings. Okay, it's like Outlook, Teams, Word, Excel. Okay, and it's a booking appointment thing. Okay, and what you can do is you specify specific days and times to book, and all appointments will be virtual through MS Teams. You can't book out 30 days, past 30 days, and no sooner than 2 days, okay? And you provide information, your name and email, phone number, address, notes when booking an appointment. And when they're booked, both the staff and the business will receive confirmations. You'll receive an email notification of the appointment 1 week, 1 day, and 1 hour before your appointment. And unfortunately, you cannot select a specific staff member, okay, for the booking. But here are the 4 appointment types. Introducing to state contracting. That's this, okay, it's 30 minutes long with a 10-minute buffer at the end. Cal eProcure registration and certification. We take you through the registration and certification. Find contract opportunities, that's CSCR, that's 30 minutes. And the most important one after you get registered and certified, and that's updating your California profiles, plural. You have 2. You have a public profile that the world sees, and then you have what they call a notifications page, which is your private account and where you need to make sure that you have all of the 8-digit UNSPSC codes. When are appointments available? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 10 a.m. to noon or 1 to 3 p.m. And here's the link. Here we go, right? https://outlook.office365.com/OWA/calendar/California Department of General Services, all one word, at dgs.onmicrosoft.com/bookings/. Highly recommend, if you have a cell phone, take a copy of that, okay? Or you can bookmark, you can take a picture of that, okay, scan it, and it'll take you to the place where you can actually put in the time and date. And here's what it looks like. You check which one you want to do. And then you got the calendar, you select the service and date and times. And then you put the information, name, email, phone number. Okay. So thank you for participating. Are there any other questions? Jennifer, any other questions?
Let's see. Sorry, there's about a few of them.
Okay.
Will a copy of this recording be available? I just wanted to.
Yeah, gonna tell them?
You're done with the slideshow, correct?
Yep.
Let me just pin it back to me.
There you go.
Thank you, everyone, for participating today. And okay, so let's answer the rest of the questions. But will this copy be recording available? It will be uploaded on the website. Mr. Albert will upload it as soon as we get done today. And as far as a lot of you guys are actually asking for a copy of the slides. So everyone who attended will have a copy. So just give me today to gather all your emails and informations, and we will send it out as soon as we can. And there's another thing about the link. I will send you the link for the information as well on your email so that you can just like click it. I was trying to do it on the chat, but we didn't have time to do it and copy it by the end. So I will actually send that to you on your email. So you can just click it or scan the code or something like that, okay? And as far as the sponsorship or the ads, I will send all the information on your email. If you are interested in, like I said, promoting your business, please let me know. I will send all the information on your email, and that way you can promote all year long on your business. Since we can't do the summit personally, on exhibit, you can show your business online where like I said, all the businesses, small businesses can buy from each other, as well as the state and the federal can view your businesses, okay? Let them contact you. Let the state and federal connect with you, okay? And like I said, I'll send you all the information. Put yourself out there. Attend all these classes, attend all these events for free, no cost to you. Now, our next class, I just wanted to let you know, let me just go over the class. The next class, a part 2 of this event is on May 25th, and it's about, I'm certified, now what? Okay, and the next one, the third series, is on July 27th. And it's learning about state of California contracts. And there's another 2 classes that are given by SBA, and it's government contracting right for me. Now this class is gonna be the next class, which is on April 30th. So again, our next class is April 30, which is about government contracting right for me, April 30. So go ahead and register for that. The next class after that is May 25th with Mr. Wayne, and that is for I'm certified, now what? Okay. Thanks again, everyone. If you have any questions or after this, like I said, my email will be available. I will send everything within the next hour. And if you don't have any more questions, thank you, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for having skin in the game, and I'll see you again next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you.
Sponsored by The Arc, Wild Apricot, Department of General Services, and the Metro Water District.